Let me ask you something. When was the last time you walked in the home and actually felt joy? Not admiration, not polite approval, but real emotion. The kind that hits you in the chest. Because if you look around today, whether it's homes, cafes, hotels, or even the most expensive interiors, everything has to start to blow together. White, beige, greyish, a bit of muted wood, a confident black here and there. Somewhere along the way, we lost our colors. And today, I want to talk about the why with 10 structural reasons. But first, I would really be appreciated if you can subscribe and like. It genuinely helps the channel grow and keeps me motivated to bring you more real-life content. So, after your subscription, let's dive in. Number 1. We didn't choose neutrals, we hid behind them. Let's be honest, most people don't choose neutral interiors because they adore them. They choose them because they feel safe. White walls can't offend anyone. Beige sofas won't trigger arguments. And a muted home seems like it will age well. At least that was the hope. Neutrals slowly became a shield, a way to avoid making an actual decision. Because when design turns into a mission to avoid mistakes instead of a chance to express who we are, unfortunately, color is always the first thing to disappear. It doesn't stand a chance. One wrong shade of blue, and suddenly people panic like they have just committed a decorating crime. Number 2. Social media taught us to design for others, not ourselves. Before Instagram took over our eyeballs, homes were personal. They reflected who we are, where we came from, what our families valued, and sometimes even what our grandmother insisted on hanging on the wall. Every home had its own story, even if that story involved a very questionable curtain pattern. But now, homes are designed to be posted, not lived in. Everything has to look clean, minimal, and camera ready, as if we are all secretly preparing for Architectural Digest to show up uninvited. And color. Well, color doesn't always photograph perfectly. It can look too intense, too bold, too wow, why did you choose that? Color ages fast in feeds. It divides opinions. And nothing terrifies the modern human more than mixed options in the comments. So slowly we removed it. Not because color was wrong, but because it didn't perform well online. Somewhere along the way, we stopped asking, how do I want to feel in my own home? And started asking, will this look good on my grid? And unfortunately, that's the moment interiors lost their emotions and became pure aesthetics. Beautifully curated, perfectly polished. And same hotel lobby. Number 3. Minimalism was misunderstood. I just want to be sure everyone needs to understand this. Minimalism was never supposed to be an enemy of color. It wasn't about stripping homes of life. It was about stripping away noise. The clutter, the chaos, the 27 decorative items that served absolutely no purpose except collecting dust. But somewhere along the way, minimalism got completely misunderstood. Suddenly, it meant white walls, empty rooms, and the emotional energy of tech startup lobby. Personality was politely escorted out of the building. True minimalism actually welcomes color, just intentionally, not randomly. Not like, I saw this on sale, so now it's in my living room. But the version we copied was the easiest version, not the smartest one. And when simplicity has no meaning behind it, it doesn't feel peaceful. It just feels empty, like your house is waiting for furniture it never arrived. Number 4. Developers and showrooms killed color first. Let's be honest. Let's be honest about who really started this whole neutral on new movement. Unfortunately, developers show apartments were never designed to inspire anyone. They were designed to offend absolutely no one. The goal was simple: sell fast, look clean, and avoid any color that might cause a potential buyers to raise an eyebrow. So, developers stuck to the safest palette on the earth. Neutrals made spaces feel bigger and apparently more imaginable, as if buyers needed a blank canvas to picture themselves buying the very expensive blank canvas. And after years of seeing these showroom perfect spaces, people gradually stopped seeing colors as normal and starting seeing it as risky. Unfortunately, looks like you need a permission slip to paint a wall to blue. Color became something you were supposed to add later, which usually translates to never add it at all. Because life gets busy and beige is already there. And unfortunately, that's how the world slowly turned into one giant oatmeal color showroom. Number 5. We confused timeless with colorless. This one is a big misunderstanding. Somehow, we started thinking that timeless means colorless, as if the universe made a beige the official language of longevity. But timeless has never meant neutral. Timeless means balance. If you look back at some of the most iconic interiors in history, they were full of rich and confident colors. Terracotta floors that felt warm even on cold mornings. Indigo fabrics that looked like they came straight from the ocean. Warm reds. These spaces weren't shy. They aged beautifully because the colors were used with intention, not fear. What made them timeless wasn't the absence of color, it was the confidence behind it. Today, we avoid color in the name of longevity. And ironically, we ended up with spaces that feel more temporary than ever. They are so neutral and so safe that they disappear from memory the moment you walk out of the door. Number 6. We forgot that colors is emotional, not decorative. We somehow forget that color isn't just decorative, it's psychology. It changes the way we feel long before we even realize it. Blue calms us down. Green grounds us. Yellow gives us a boost when coffee fails. And red speeds up the heart rate faster than missed deadline. So, when we removed colors from our homes, we didn't just remove beauty, we removed feelings. That's why so many modern interiors look stunning in photos, but somehow feel little cold in real life, like they are emotionally unavailable. They are clean, polished, and Instagram ready, but they don't necessarily make you feel anything once you are inside them. They look good, yes, but they don't always feel good. And a home that doesn't feel good isn't really doing its job. Number 7. Culture slowly disappeared from interiors. Travel anywhere in the world and you will notice something. Traditional homes were full of color because they reflected everything around them. The climate, the local materials, the rituals people lived by, and the identity of the place itself. A home in Mexico didn't look like a home in Japan, and a home in India didn't resemble one in Scandinavia. Each one had its own personality, its own palette, its own heartbeat. But modern global design quietly erased that. Now, home in Dubai looks exactly like one in London, which looks like one in Melbourne, which looks like one in New York. It's like the whole world suddenly started shopping from the same mood board. Color used to be culture. It told you where you were and who lived there. And once we removed it, homes lost their sense of place and honesty, a little bit of soul. It's hard to feel connected to space when it could basically belong to anyone, anywhere, with the same beige of sofa. Number 8. Children's spaces are the last place color survives. Have you noticed that children's rooms are the last places where color still survives? We happily fill their spaces with bright shades because we accept that kids are expressive, emotional, creative, and constantly evolving. For them, colors feels natural, almost necessary. But somewhere along the way, adults were expected to outgrow all of that, as if emotional expressions has an expiration date, as if turning 18 suddenly requires living in 50 shades of beige. But honestly, why should growing up mean living without color? Who decided adults no longer gets to feel inspired or uplifted by the spaces we lived in? So, just bear in mind, color didn't stop being joyful. We just stopped giving ourselves permissions to enjoy it. Number 9. Color was replaced by material, but material needs the color too. We often hear people say, I don't use color, I use materials, as if materials magically exist outside the world of color. But the truth is, every material already carries its own shade and personality. Wood has unique tone, stone has its own warmth, and metal has its shine and reflection. These elements are meant to contrast and complement one another. But when everything is forced into the same neutral range, materials lose their voice, their richness, their texture, their natural beauty. It all gets flattened. Without contrast, even the most beautiful material becomes invisible. It's like whispering in a room where everyone is whispering too. Nothing stands out, and everything fades into the same quiet background. Number 10. Maybe we didn't lose color. Maybe we lost courage. So, here is the real question. Did we actually lose our color? Or did we lose the courage to express who we are? Because color never disappeared. It didn't go extinct like some rare species of wallpaper. It's still right there, waiting for us. We just stopped choosing it. Somewhere along the way, confidence faded faster than paint on a sunny wall. And suddenly, beige felt easier than being bold. Maybe we didn't lose color at all. Maybe we just forget we allowed to use it. So let's wrap it up. If your home feels flat, it's not broken. It's not lacking taste or style. It's simply waiting for honesty. The kind that shows up when you stop decorating for approval and start decorating for yourself. Color doesn't need to scream to make a difference. It doesn't need to take over the room or start an argument with your furniture. It just needs permission, a chance to show up, a moment to say, hey, I belong here too. And if this video made you see your space a little differently, go ahead, like, subscribe, and tell me in the comment, what color do you secretly love but have been a little too afraid to use it? This is the Designerist, where we don't design for perfection or for trends. We design for meaning. And meaning always has color. See you on the next video. Until then, keep colors in your life.